I've felt the thorns they adorned my king with. I've seen remnants of kingships from centuries, stones and many tones of earth. I've sat in homes of Afro-Palestinians, seen the evidence on passports they not even recognized as citizens, spoken with elder trees in the Garden of Gethsemane. I've been stopped at security checkpoints. I've been processed. I still haven't processed how tall the walls were that split aside the areas allotted. Barbed wires, cages, and gates to trap the natives. I've seen many fences and a few courts. Been followed by people whose next meal was the money in my pockets. I've seen places the prophet spoke of. I've seen the site of Jesus' tomb. It was brief and empty. Plenty of penalties they'll charge you for. Prisoners die in silence, or what is worse, to live with dis-ease. It's hard to frame your privilege in these United States. It's not until you leave that you learn how costly solidarity really is. That's right, these rights aren't universal. I've seen misery. Still have yet to scratch the surface of the history. We sang songs harmonizing with heaven, but we still couldn't stay long on the Mount of Olives, learned a little bit of Arabic and seen the disinherited. I've smelled the sewage from settlers sinking down mountains. They say, beware of the fountains that fill your glass. We drank from Jacob's well where the living water quenched the thirst of a Samaritan woman. She testified, just as I have seen the lands left poisoned by pine trees. From on high in the Hebron hills, we ate meals prepared in private. I've met with survivors, stood atop memorials, murals for municipal police stations burned down. It's the way some images still stick, like thick smoke in the throats of Gazans. Did you see God? I saw rubble from rampage and home destruction orders, rebuild and ruined, rebuild and ruined, rebuild and ruined. Real revolutionaries don't die, they plant trees. We met with a mother who knows her daughter's memory better than she knows her current state. It's been 8 months since she was stripped from her home. This is the place where activists are called terrorists for telling the truth. Be told my voice must not be loud enough. The scriptures, I seen unclean cuts of bullet holes on way too many buildings. The church said amen in Bethlehem, then got back to work. I've seen old cities and I know how it gets busy in the market. I've seen new cities with no water supply. I've seen water tanks on rooftops to distinguish Palestinian properties. I've seen just below the poverty line. I've been in rooms prepared for me. I've known the gift of charity. I've been where there is laughter and plenty of chatter in the streets of Amman, Jordan, and Ramallah. Among the things that grieves me is to see the IDF everywhere. It's enough to arrest your attention. I've heard MAGA slogans slip from a soldier's mouth. I've seen how deep the rhetoric flows, or what is worse, where the American dollar goes. My country is a curse to these people. There have been lows, but also high-scoring games of soccer with future doctors, hoops and hoop dreams, shared visions of life abroad or beyond. A job that would free youth from this place, not to stay away, just to glean what it would seem like to live a life outside of this cage.
Struggle will continue unless we find a way to be able to live equitably with each other.
Welcome to a very troubled land. Whatever language that you want to
generation to generation. He has shown strength with his arm.
Unless you use these like simple roads that have been done. That's against the First Amendment.
Chicago brother!
We hope that as you wear it, that you know that you are not alone as you continue to speak truth to power and prophetic witness on this journey.
Chicken!
Yes, we want to present you with this flag, which is a solidarity flag that unites the blacks in the diaspora all across the world. We'd like to present this to you, and thank you for hosting us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Israel, after 1967, started to build Israeli settlements or Jewish-only settlements, and they started to move within them the most fanatic settlers. And those people believe ideologically that God gave them this land. Interrogation center. So if you are a Palestinian, you get arrested. A kid, a woman, a man, or whatever, you go into this interrogation center, and to the right behind the trees, they're always hidden. And this is where many torture comes. This is one of the 30 refugee camps in the West Bank. This is Arub refugee camp. They are all surrounded. All Palestinian towns. Look on your right. You see the red gate. You see this is, and you know when you close it for a village, you close it for school children, for teachers, for employees, for people trying to go to church, kids going on excursion.
This type of glass we make it in Gaza Strip. They color it by hand in Gaza, but not anymore. We don't have a lot of these. Our problem that we don't see a lot of people. I'm surprised I have a group like this.
Yeah,
we encourage everybody come here to support us by buying anything from the shop. That really helped me a lot.
Crown of thorns from this tree to put it on the head of Jesus.
What?
You see the thorns?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like spikes coming out from the branches, shining in the sun. Gethsemane. Gethsemane means oil press in Aramaic. Gachmani. Oil press. At the bottom of Mount of Olives, so lots of olive trees, for sure they needed an oil press in the vicinity. Here in this garden that belonged to the family of Jesus. He used to come here often, not one time, often. And how do we know that? Because Judas knew where to find Jesus. Because he left early at the supper, right? But he knew where to find him. In this garden, there is 8 trees like this one. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one there, 8 that are over 2,000 years old. First church to be built here by the Crusaders, so it is 850 years old, 900 years old. Of course, the former churches were the first church to be built in 325 by Queen Helena, the mother of Constantine, the emperor, in 325. Then it was destroyed by the Persians, rebuilt by the Byzantines, destroyed by the Muslims, rebuilt by the Byzantines, rebuilt 4th time by the Crusaders. So the modern church that we are visiting is the Crusader church. It houses both sides, Calvary, Golgotha, and the tomb of Jesus. Let's go in.
Another refugee. I am not abroad. I am not coming back, return. I am not from the West Bank. I am not from Gaza Strip. I am not from Jerusalemite. And I am from 14th area. Palestine.
Which means don't identify us or classify us within West Banker, Gazans, Jerusalemite, Nazareth. We are all Palestinians. So it's 40 meters deep.
120 feet deep.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Wow, way to go, Candace.
Come on.
Our Samaritan woman.
Come on.
You deserve the first.
Yeah.
And we are here in a youth movement place. Today it's 409 days to the war. And I must say that for us in Rabbis for Human Rights, on the second week of the war, our partners abroad came and told us we want you to be part of the call against the war. And of course this is very, for us, it's very basic or rooted idea that wars, of course, it's against everyone. It's against the civilians, no matter Israelis, Palestinians, Zionists, Jews, Arabs, and so on. Of course, we are talking about war for more than 23 years. The first rocket hit the Sderot in April 2001. So we really believe that we can't ignore. We can't ignore what happened on October 7th, but of course we can't ignore what is happening now in Gaza. In our name. We know that in our tradition, and we have a shared tradition, we see all human as all equal and all human as a part of the creation of God. Mm-hmm. So for us it's really important to fight in order to save life in Israel, but also of course in Gaza and in this area.
Because we both have everything to blame. So we've got to start looking forward and seeing what we can do together.
In the 31st of July this year, they couldn't get us by court, they couldn't get us by demolitions, so they kicked us out with their settlers. They sent a very young settlers, minors, 12, 13 years old, with knives, and some of them are 16 with weapons. I'm talking about the main actor, which is the Jewish National Fund. We have tried many ways to resist. Marches, woman-led circles, peaceful events, interfaith events. We built a church, and then we had an interfaith Shabbat with our Jew friends in solidarity. And this month we have the plant a tree for Al-Makhrur, which we will plant a tree. Actually, yesterday we went to the land, and there was a bagger, which is a big truck, that they removed most of the trees in the land. Oh. They uprooted the trees, and it was really, it was even more painful than kicking us out of the land, because for me, I see nature as God. I see God in nature, and it's very precious to keep fighting and saving the nature. And while the Jewish National Fund are doing their conferences and greenwashing people in Dallas and in the USA and Canada, they are uprooting trees in the West Bank. Mm-hmm. And it's a way for displacement and making people really angry. And they were trying to provoke, especially me and my family, and to put us in jail. I've been arrested 3 times. I've been jailed one night. Also, my mom, for two times she was arrested, and for nothing. I've been attacked by settlers.
At that time, we were more than 100 people at that time. We have only, how many toilets? One toilet. One toilet, imagine. In the morning, you can come see a line of men, line of women, changed.
Wow.
But imagine, but not to leave Jerusalem, but to say, you turn the toilet to a house. Now people living in a toilet. Imagine, if you don't know a toilet, it's okay. But if you know a toilet, but it is Jerusalem.